we are Marina and Sergio. Here we are again in Little Scientists. Today we are going to do a lot of things. We are going to make an interview to our physics and chemistry teacher.
We are going to teach you how to make handmade crystals, some news about the Mars and the results of the contest.
The images of Mars that the different rovers sent show us a dry and dusty landscape that difficulty can imagine frozen. But probably it was, even several times. An equipment of American investigators think that the red planet is at the present in the exit of an age of ice that began to retreat approximately 300,000 years ago after multiple rounds of climate change. The work published in the magazine Science can help to determine if this nearby world was habitable in the past, what happened to transform into a desert, and to give some key to understand the climate change in the Earth.
Scientists already were suspecting that Mars had been frozen in the past, but the conclusive information in the matter was very scanty. As the Earth nowadays experiences annual cycles of rotation and seasonal, as well as longer cycles, which influence the distribution of ice. Nevertheless, these longer cycles can be more declared in Mars. This owes to the Mars inclination change of pronounced form, so much like 60 degrees, into time scale of hundreds of thousands to million years. In comparison, the inclination of the Earth changed only about 2 degrees in the same period. In Mars, this major variability determines the quantity of the solar light that comes a point given in the surface and therefore the stability of ice in all the latitude.
Due to the fact that the climate in Mars fluctuates with major oscillation in the inclination of the axis and the ice is distributed of different form for every oscillation, Mars would meet substantially different in the past. On the other hand, because Mars does not have ocean at present, it represents a laboratory simplified for the comprehension of the science of climate in the Earth.
These results provide a way to understand the history of Mars climate. At the same time, the study also is important for the future of the human exploration of the red planet. The water will be a critical resource for the future colonists in Mars.
That's interesting, no?
Yes, sir.
Now, a short announcement and we return.
Wonder if I gave an Oreo to the big bad wolf, how would the story go? Would he still go huff and puff, or would he bring those pigs cool stuff to decorate the deck he helped them build? Would they not get killed? Wonder if I gave an Oreo.
Today we're going to teach you how to make your own crystal easily at home. First, you need the main substance. It can be cupric sulfate, borax, alum, or even sugar and salt.
We warm water until it boils, and we dissolve the copper sulfate until the dissolution is supersaturated.
If the copper sulfate has impurities, it is necessary to filter it once or twice with kitchen paper.
We spill it in a container with enough surface, but not very highly, for example a tupper. After 1 week approximately, we will obtain a small crystal with rhombus form.
Now, to obtain a bigger crystal, we choose one of the before formed crystals. We tie it with a thread and this one to a stick. We repeat steps 1 and 2 and we immerse it in the dissolution.
We leave it to rest. Once a day we extract the crystal to saturate the dissolution again. After a month you will obtain a precious and great crystal.
going to give the name of the winner of the drawing we did last week. Remember that the prize is a ticket from the Barré concert in June 24.
And the winner is Dana González Cáceres. Congratulations, Dana.
Congratulations!
Okay, Carlos, why did you decide to be a teacher?
All right, there are not only one reason, but many of them. So, main reasons for me are I was working previously in the telecommunications industry, and I feel a little bit like my job was not giving something back to the society. I mean, society has invested in myself a lot of time, a lot of money, but I was not giving back anything to the society. So, one of the main reasons is that I would like to perform a job in which I'm going to be able to give someone to the others. All right. And on the other hand, I was told many times during my previous job that I was very good at communication skills and so on. So why I was working at telecommunication and not in education, for example. So my second choice, or my first one at the very beginning, was education, but for other different reasons, I decided to start in the private industry. So I decided to reconsider my first professional career and reorientate it to the educational area that we find.
Okay, what do you like the most of being a teacher?
Well, I think the most important thing is when you have any student that at the very end of the day is giving you a positive approach, a positive feedback, telling, okay, I think you are doing a very good job, something like that. This is much more important than your salary or your effort. And I still have not experience enough to consider something like that, but I guess other teachers, like Pablo Ángeles, for example, I have been here for many years. They have received the visit of all students that has come years after to say thank you very much, you were right, I was doing this or that or so ever. So I think this is a very, very good feeling to have, you know. So I think that's the most valuable reward you can have after all.
Would you change something in the school system in your country?
Too many things, but to be honest, things need to be done step by step. Educational industry is something really complex because there are many people involved, many systems, many teachers. We are not talking about a company of 10 people working there that can change from in one day or in 1 year. Things need to be changed little by little. Today, for example, I live in Spain. It's not the most important thing, but I think we need more money to be invested in education. You have to have a long-distance vision about this. And, for example, teacher education or teacher professional education need to improve a lot. I think if you are a person that like to study things, this approach, you need to keep it all your life, not only when you are a student, but later on also. English need to be introduced much more than it's today in the educational system, because in the global society is the lingua franca in which everybody is talking now. So I cannot understand anybody that make a degree and want to work in a private company and have not a high level of English today. You will be quite limited in your professional options, you know. And for example, the ratio, I mean, number of students per teacher that is existing today in Spain is too high, for my opinion. It's too high. That is limiting us for provide a better quality education. Someone told that this is not true, but I don't agree at all. I think the better quality education need to go through a path in which a ratio of 15-20 students per teacher maximum should not be trespassed. And this is not the situation today. I don't know if I answer more or less.
Okay, how important are exams in your classes?
Well, exams, as they are considered today, from my point of view, are not really important. And I will try to explain myself. I consider the exam like a specific time in which you have all the students thinking in your subject during a period of 1 hour. So I consider the exam like part of a training, all right? this is something different than the approach of have many teachers. The exam is something you need to get a number, telling a student is good or bad, or will pass or not pass, or fail or not fail, as a different specific subject. I think in a quality educational system, exams should have much lower much lower importance in the whole system. Should be like a way to correct. I mean, you can do 4 exams to a student. 4 of these 5 exams need to be considered only for educational purposes, telling a student, okay, you are good on this or on that, you are quick enough on this, you have the maturity level required for this subject now, or you don't, or whatever. But not only a figure, not only a number. If you have much less students per classroom, you will be able to know enough your students in order to consider the maturity level they have. In fact, I think we need to take out the word fail or pass. I think you need to talk in other different terms, like you have the maturity in order to make further progress, continue in the further courses, or you don't have the maturity level required for this at this moment, so you need to work a little bit more. Fail or pass are very negative consequences. I don't like this way of this classical approach that many people have today.
What do you like the most of your career?
Well, I think I already answered as previously. What do you like the most of being a teacher? In career, I think the most rewarding thing is when you, in my case, it's only my first year, so I don't have that background. But for people who has a background of 10, 20 years being a teacher, if these people is still in touch with all the students and they come back to them, the teachers, and tell, okay, you were right on this, on that. I'm working as a doctor, or as a bus driver, or as an electrician, or as an electrical engineer, or whatever. You feel that you have placed someone in the society that is useful to the society, and this rewarding, I think, is a much more interesting thing a teacher can have, only with time, I guess.
Okay. Would you advise your students to study physics and chemistry?
Not as a pure science, but as a global knowledge. I mean, in today's society, you need physics and chemistry not for making exams and being able to place numbers in formulas and being able to give right answers to problems, but you need to understand how things work in order to make things in the right way. For example, imagine you are going to buy a house, a flat, because you are not rich, you need to buy a flat in Madrid in 20 years. And imagine because of your physics or chemistry classes, that you will be saving a lot of money if you buy a flat that is facing to the south instead of the north in Madrid. Or imagine you are going to live in Australia and you are going to make the same decision. You're going to buy flats in Melbourne, any important city. And you realize that you will be saving money if you buy a flat facing to the north instead of the south. That is physics and chemistry applied to your real life. This is not an exam. And this kind of culture, I think, is people is needing today. Of course, for the best students, people who really like to go deeper and deeper, and they continue to be good students, I would recommend to study physics or chemistry, because I think in society is needed. 5% of the students, or less, but a percentage of people is needed to work in pure science in order to make advances that would have impact in the society in the future. For example, I don't know if this guy I don't remember the name just now, but it's a person that is working in biologist and chemistry. I don't know exactly which, or biochemistry, I don't know exactly. But this guy is investigating why people is getting older. I mean, instead of telling, yes, people need to get older because people need to get older, this is a fact. No, he does not. This is not a fact. It happened because something happens to our cells. So this guy is studying deeply his motor, his petrol, his motivation for studying was that. I want to dedicate my life investigating why people get older. I try to investigate if I understand these mechanisms, and I'm able to provide something to people to get older. So I'm creating real revolution, and don't remember the name now, but I was listening to the TV program, listening to this guy, and I get astonished because I understand very well, okay, this guy is going to be a very good physician or chemistry or biologist or whatever, because he has a very strong aim on what is he doing, you know. That's the more important thing. That's all, more or less.
Okay, thank you, Carlos.
Say